hey, love Yak. I haven't talked to him on the phone. I hate when I gotta post stuff like this, about especially somebody like Kodak. But it is news that's coming across the wire. Um, an arrest warrant has been issued for Kodak in Florida. They're saying over the drug policy violation. So he had got arrested for really, this whole thing might get thrown out. So I know it looks like he's in another time again in deep shit, but it might all get thrown out. When he was caught with some Oxycontin, remember he had gotten shot before, and when he got shot, his lawyer's arguing that those painkillers, or I don't know what it does here. I think Oxycontin is painkillers. Those prescription drugs was to medicate him while he was healing from the gunshot wound. Anyway, because I think he didn't have a prescription or whatever the case is, or maybe excessive amounts, the police locked him up, and he has a case for it. The case hasn't been resolved, but he got out on bail. One of the bail stipulations was you cannot take drugs, right? He went to a drug test, or he missed one of the drug tests, but then went to the other one, and the sample he gave of urine came back with him testing positive for fentanyl. Okay, I'll read the article. He's wanted by cops in Florida that he had allegedly violated his bail conditions by failing a drug test earlier this month, according to new legal documentation. A judge signed off an arrest warrant for Kodak, which just got filed in Broward Court yesterday. In the paperwork, it says Kodak is to be taken to custody if sheriffs encounter him. The reason is because the judge says he is found to have screwed up twice in the last couple weeks. February 3rd, the agency is supposed to report to blah, blah. So he was supposed to report for random drug testing. He was a no-show for a screening, and then he failed to submit a sample that day. The following week, he did submit a sample, but they said that came back dirty. According to them, he was positive for trace of fentanyl, although it's unclear how much. That was enough for a judge to tell the authorities to go get him. If he's caught, there's additional orders to hold him without bond until his next hearing in this Oxy case from last year. If you recall, he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance without prescription and trafficking. This after cops say that they found upwards of 31 Oxycontin pills in his car, which were found during a traffic stop. He posted $75,000 bail, was released, but not without this restriction in place, namely keeping his plea clean. He didn't look too happy in his mugshot at the time, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. So he was supposed to stay off drugs, and they're claiming that he got some shit. This is what I think is going to happen. By the way, he has the same lawyer that just showed up to represent Drake in the X trial. That's the guy he calls his dad, which is, I believe his name is Michael Cohen. I know his Instagram.
Boy, that's Brad. Boy, you tripping.
So, this is Kodak's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, and Kodak called him his daddy. Kodak bought him a truck, all that type of stuff. So, he's going to definitely approach the court, and I'm not accusing Kodak of hiding out right now or whatever, but let's say Kodak knows there's a warrant, doesn't want to get locked up, obviously, probably chilling in the wind. His lawyer's going to talk to the court, try to figure out a way to get this rolled back or get this kind of thrown out, that when he appears, maybe he turns himself in and pays a higher bond. So he paid $75,000 before, turns himself in, pays $400,000, gets back out. You get what I mean? I'm pretty sure his lawyer will do a good job or try their best to make sure that this dirty Pete that they caught will get thrown out so it won't jeopardize his bail. And then the other situation, I think, is going to end up being dismissed because they're going to say he was medicated a bunch of stuff and whatever. It was somehow legal. As far as the fentanyl goes, right? Because that's what they said was in his system. Y'all could help me out with this because it ain't, as much as everybody says they hate fentanyl, isn't fentanyl in some type of drugs? Like, you know what I mean? Some people say usually there's a very small dosage of fentanyl in like, some Xanaxes or Perks. I don't know about Perks, but I heard in Xanax before.
I don't think it's in.
Fentanyl could be in every pill.
Yeah, exactly. So what I know with fentanyl is that it makes something that's weaker because obviously drug dealers trying to get their profits, so it's a little weak. They put a little fentanyl in it, and it's like a booster almost, damn near. You know what I mean? It's making shit hit. Obviously, if you put not way too much. You put a little bit more than what you should. You could kill somebody, but him having fentanyl found in his system doesn't necessarily mean he was just taking fentanyl, right? It probably means he was taking something laced with fentanyl. Does that make sense?
I hear you, Act, but in my defense, like, why do we gotta give a fuck about a nigga that's taking fentanyl?
Because he probably didn't take actual fentanyl. Could be in actual prescription drugs. Like it could be in perks. It could be all that. Not pressed. Not the press fentanyl.
But we know it's not prescription. We know that for sure.
It could be like an actual perk script.
No, I don't think fentanyl is in the actual prescribed from the pharmacy drug.
Well,
I think it's in the street drug.
No, fentanyl is not like fentanyl is used for. It's a synthetic opioid, so it's not just some shit that niggas make in the streets. People use it to treat like cancer patients, all type of shit like that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's in the perk, bro.
I mean, niggas a prescription or prescribed fucking shit would be no.
Kodak, not that being shot.
I mean, he just said I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it
because I'm a gremlin.
He did say I eat fake perks, so why we getting mad at you taking fentanyl?
I just don't see why we should. Why should we give a fuck about a nigga that want to kill themselves, bro?
What?
I don't think you want to kill
yourself. Shit. Let's be honest. Why should we care about somebody that want to take fentanyl? That shit kills you, bro.
You think he want to kill himself? I don't think he want to.
Bro, he knew he took fentanyl. He know it, bro. He said it. I just don't see why we gotta care about a nigga like that. Honestly, like I fucked with Kodak until he tested positive for fentanyl. Honestly.
Wait, yeah, but did you? So you thought he was clean for all drugs?
No, I'm not. He could take perks. He could do all of that shit. But fentanyl, like, come on, like niggas died. Lil Peep died over fentanyl.
He pressed fentanyl.
Mac Miller died over
pressed fentanyl, bro. Pressed fentanyl.
Bro, what's the difference? Fentanyl is fentanyl.
99% fentanyl, 1% perk, nigga. You're gonna die.
Thanks to 99% fentanyl. I'm just
saying, that shit pressed. It looked like a perk, but it's fully fat.
Hey, by the way, hey, the belly button challenge is operating. We just had allegedly Khloe Kardashian submit her belly button. I'm serious. For review.
Take it from a nigga who